Hello fellow Clashers, and welcome to the second video of what not to do in Clash of Clans. It's been a long time since I've done this. I said I wanted to do them more, and I need to start doing them more. So hopefully I will be able to stick with it and start doing more of these videos. But we've got several attacks to look at of what not to do when you're in war in Clash of Clans. So we're going to check these out if I can get this clicked on here. And we're going to go back. Even when you win, some people mess up. So the first attack we're going to look at is Bear. And this is his first attack. And what Bear does is he does a mass Valk attack, which is okay for these ring bases. But you want to get in that core. You want to take out those Expos. Those are max level Expos for Town Hall 9. They will do some serious damage to those Valkyries. So what you've got to do, drops his Golem, drops some Giants, drops his Wall Breakers. Everything's looking good. Funnel him with his Wizards. Got a nice funnel. Heroes come in. Don't think he has dropped his heroes yet. Dropped his Poison. Here comes his Queen, his King. And then finally, here come the Valkyries. Now, what Bear did, and Bear, I love you, brother. What Bear did was Bear waited to drop his Valkyries, and then you drop that jump spell way too late. You've got to get that jump spell while they are targeting things in front of it. Because if there's nothing there in front of it, they're just going to run to the closest thing, and that's not going to be through that jump spell. That's going to be around them. And so Bear didn't get those Valkyries in that jump spell. He still has a Rage and a heal, which is not bad in this situation. He can drop a heal on these Valks, save them up. But here come the Teslas. Those things are going to tear those Valkyries up. Just absolutely obliterate them. And he gets that whole ring taken out. But I mean, my goodness, you got 2 Archer Towers, 2 level 3 Expos, and 4 max Teslas at Town Hall 9. That's not getting it done. Another thing to consider too when you're doing these attacks is when you're doing a mass Valk attack, if you have the option, if you think you can get in there without if you think you can make your funnel wide enough, you don't need wall breakers, because if you drop 10 Valks on a wall, they're going to just shred it to pieces. They're going to run right through it. So that's what you got to be careful with. You just got to be mindful of that. You've got to drop everything at the same time. There is no point in dropping your Golem if he's going to get killed before your heroes and your Valk get down, because then he's not serving a purpose. He's just getting killed by everything. He's not going to take anything out with the damage that he's doing. Just got to be careful with that. Make sure if you got a tank in front, you're getting everything behind them to take out all that damage, so that tank is actually serving a purpose. There's no point in taking a Golem if you're going to let him get killed before your attack gets going. So our next attack to look at is Potty Meat. Meat's our best attacker, but what he does here is a common mistake that a lot of us make. He's doing his Quad Quake Go-Ho. No problem. Wizards come down, funneling. Funnel's good. Look at that. Nice wide funnel for his golems and his queen and his king. But what happens here is that bottom left golem, Potty Meat dropped him too far down. So when that wall busted open, that golem didn't go up into that opening. He stayed down here. So basically, once again, that tank's not serving his purpose. And it helped to slow this attack down, because he did not have that tank out in front of his king and his queen and his hogs. So that was a big problem for this attack. And I think he gets two stars on it. But it just, he could have taken out so much more in this base if he had had that third golem in that middle part. I mean, as you see, he might have had his king still running around through there, for all he knows. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. But he just didn't get enough of that base taken out to justify let his hogs take out the rest. So he does get 2, and which is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. Just could have been a lot better. So, and that's the end of the attack. So we're gonna step back out. Just make sure when you drop your golems, you're dropping them in a place where when the wall opens up, that they are going to go into the wall. You have to make sure of that. If you don't do that, then that golem's just going to stay on the outside, get pounded by everything, and not serve any purpose. So the next attack we're going to look at in this war is from T Cubed, which is Tony the Terrible's smallest mini, and he tries to do a giant an HGW, I guess is what you would call it. So he drops his wizards. He just funnels in a tough place. He takes bowlers with him, which is not a bad idea. But the problem was, as you can see here, those wizards are still funneling. Rages in those giants. He let those giants get in there too quickly. And he didn't pull out the CC. And they just ate his giants up. Those wizards are going to tear those things up. He takes poisons, but it just took too long. You got to be quick with those poisons. You got to be ready for them. And then his bowlers decide to go for a walk a little bit, which also is a big problem. All of his healers are gone. Only got a few giants left. So that's a tough attack for Tony at this level anyways, because, I mean, he doesn't even have a hero yet. So it's kind of unfair to criticize this attack, but it also is what it is. There are ways to hit this base that would have been more successful, because it is a pretty poor level base. But you just got to be careful. You got to make sure you're doing things the right way, and you got to pull out that clan castle first. If you don't pull out that clan castle, that attack's going to go nowhere. So we're going to move on to the most recent war that we also won. We're going to look at a couple of attacks. The first one is Jaden. And I'm going to speed through Jaden's attack, because the problem with Jaden's attack is he go wiped. Go wipe is not a legitimate attack at Town Hall 9. It is not a 2-star attack. So he go wipes. He gets everything in there, which is not the worst thing in the world. But it's not a viable attack. He gets 2 stars, but that's all Go Wipe is. Go Wipe is a 2-star strategy that has a poor level of success at Town Hall 9. There's too many walls, too many levels for all of those troops to have to bust through. They're just going to get eaten up. Especially if they can't get in there to the Teslas. Those Pegas are just going to get obliterated by those Teslas with the double damage. So the next attack is by yours truly, Wade. We're going to look at my first terrible attack. I was so mad when I got done with this one. I actually thought I was looking good for a little bit, and then it just all went to crap. So I'm funneling with my baby drags. It started out well. Like I said, I was actually pretty pleased with where it was going, and then it just all went to crap. I tried a HGHB, and I heard on a podcast recently that with HGHB, you really have to mess it up to mess it up. And that's what I did. So I'm coming in here, and what happened was I was late on my bowlers, and then I did not rage my bowlers either. And then these decide to go for a walk as well, and the Barb King kills them. But I did not rage my bowlers. That allowed that my giants got through the walls eventually, but those air defenses took out my healers. So as you can see, it's basically a waste. At this point, the attack is done. My biggest problem when I play this game is I tend to watch too much when I attack. It's hard to describe. I tend to watch everything happen in front of me, and as you can see, it's not going well. I mean, I got a star, but that don't mean nothing at this level. You got to do better than that. I got to do better than that, way better than that. So there's a bomb. That's a problem. I actually got healed up, which wasn't too bad. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit, but it was just a waste. Just a pure, unadulterated waste. It's quite sad, to be honest with you. So that's it. 1 star, 70%. Really embarrassing. Did an attack that I heard was foolproof, and it was foolproof if you do it right. But when you got an idiot trying to do the attack, not going to work too well. Next attack is Chief. This is a tough base for Chief. This is a tough base for any of us, really. Drops his Golem, drops his Wall Breakers. And once again, Chief deals with the same problem that a lot of us do. Lets his Golem get in there and get pounded on too much before his kill squad gets in there, and there's no point in taking a Golem if he's going to take that much damage. What are you needing the Golem for? He literally took out no defenses. He didn't tank for anything. Barb King is almost gone. And 1 defense is down through the use of 1 Golem. Should have dropped those giants in behind that Golem and let them do work. They'd have tore everything up. But he didn't. Now his heroes are gone. He doesn't have anything to deal with there. Just didn't go well. Chief's been doing really well lately in war, but just couldn't. These are fresh attacks too, and sometimes you struggle with them. But here comes his hogs. I mean, at this point, it's not really. This attack is dead. Drops that last Golem. And getting real close. And you see that Golem's just getting pounded. He should have dropped those wizards behind that Golem, and he didn't. Just a lot of things went wrong in this attack. And this is no knock on Chief. Lord knows I've screwed up plenty of times. So I've made the same mistakes he has and continue to make the same mistakes. So not a knock on Chief. It's just that's the way it is, you know. Sometimes you have these great plans in your head and they don't work out. So finally, it's over. So there's a what not to do. If you're going to take a tank, make sure you drop those troops right behind that tank. Because if he gets killed before your kill squad comes in, what's the point of taking a Golem? There is none. So there you go, guys. We'll have a war recap up too. And clash on, everybody, and have a great day.